Welcome to Kevin's commentary on comics. I'm interrupting my review of The Bride of Ultron, the Avengers storyline, today because I just wanted to talk a little bit about one of the biggest stories going on in the comics world today. Now, this is a controversy surrounding the upcoming cover to Batgirl number 41. Now, DC has been doing a lot of variant covers recently. They've done a Flash theme, they've done a Lego theme, they did one that was kind of Adult Swim with the Mattel action figures as their covers. They've done a movie poster theme. Well, apparently in June they're going to be doing a Joker theme, and the cover for Batgirl 41 has caused quite a bit of controversy. Now, it depicts the Joker standing behind Batgirl with a gun draped over one shoulder and him smearing a red smile across her face. She looks terrified, there are tears swelling up in her eyes, and the Joker looks, well, jokery. Almost immediately when this cover was released in DC's June solicitations, there was a huge social media outcry. A lot of people did not like it, thought it should be changed. Others came to defense of the cover and thought it was fine. Artistic license, freedom of speech, let's leave the cover as it is. DC has since announced that the cover will not be published and a different one will take its place. Even the artist, Raphael Albuquerque, thought the cover should not be used. Initially, there were stories that he and the writer, Cameron Stewart, were being threatened with violence for putting out the cover, but that was not the case. It was actually people defending the cover, threatening violence to those who wanted it removed. Now, the cover was done as an homage to the 1988 story The Killing Joke by Alan Moore and Brian Boland, where the Joker paralyzes Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl, and there is some question whether he may have raped her as well, although this was not drawn nor written within the story itself. But that's just part of the controversy. Does this cover objectify women? Does it give the message that women are victims? Well, I tend to think no. Listen, the Joker is a villain and the Batgirl is a hero. Sometimes the villain gets the better of the hero, and I think that's really what this cover is showing. It's as simple as that. It's hero versus villain. And in this case, the villain appears to have the upper hand. And while I'm sure the Batgirl has some tricks up her sleeves, at least what we're seeing on the cover does not seem to be the case. She seems really, really scared. But again, that's how these things work. How many times have we seen a cover where the Joker has the upper hand on Batman? Was there a public outcry about that? I don't think so. But the point of reference to The Killing Joke is an odd one. A lot of people have raised that this is in Batgirl's past and does not need to be brought up again. Why? Because the fictional character of Batgirl might get upset if she sees it? What? Besides, that story doesn't even exist in today's DC continuity as it was wiped out by the New 52. So wouldn't this really be what I said before? Bad guy versus good girl? Hero versus villain? And going back to the point about objectifying women, let's take that away and look at what it is. Villain versus hero. Simple as that. Outside of the controversy, this cover really is gorgeous. It's beautifully drawn and colored. The expressions are great, and that smearing of the smile is just the right touch. Really, it's downright creepy. And that's where we have the one and only valid point in this whole debate. It's creepy, and the new Batgirl is not. The new Batgirl has become a bit of a fan favorite because it's lighthearted and has been getting an audience of younger female readers. Having a cover like this goes against what the book's tone is today. That is really the reason it should and is being pulled, although DC's press release, the message is kind of muddled. I mean, really, are they going to admit that they put the wrong cover for this book out? No, of course not. Mainly because I'm sure they didn't even think about it. Look, DC is in the business of selling comics. Variant covers tend to sell comics. And when the business plan is to publish variant covers every few months or so, just to raise the coffers, then DC really isn't going to question whether the cover matches the content of the comic itself. So the bottom line is this is a marketing ploy. Comic book collectors get excited about the fact that there's another cover to an issue of a comic they read regularly, or one that they just buy because they are in the habit of buying comics regardless of whether they read them or not. When you've got two different covers, the variant cover becomes a little bit more valuable because they don't release as many of those, and thus the collector mentality sets in that I have got to get that variant cover. And I have got to get all of the variant covers, even if it's a book I don't read. And do I like them? No, not really. I like to see them online. I will look at the pictures, but would I go out and actually buy a comic based on a variant cover? No, I don't really think that that's necessary anymore. It seems like a very early 90s type of ploy when they had foil covers and variant covers and 3D covers and whatever type of covers they have. I mean, X-Men #1 had what, 15 different covers? But am I going to tell DC or any other comic book company that they should not produce variant covers? No, it's a business, and businesses are meant to make money, and if variant covers do it, then by all means, they should be able to do it. I'm not going to buy them, but I know there will be 1,000 other people right behind me lining up to get these covers. But going back to Batgirl, if the book wasn't being targeted toward a younger audience and being much more upbeat and lighthearted in its tone, as opposed to any other Bat book, then there shouldn't be any reason to not run the cover. But that's not the case with today's Batgirl, and making the decision to pull the cover, it really is the right one, even if the reasons DC gave behind it are a little bit muddled. So what did you think of the cover and the controversy surrounding it? Were you a hashtag change the cover person, or were you a hashtag save the cover person? Let me know in the comments below. So I'm Kevin, that was my commentary. If you want to hear more of my comments about comics and comic related stuff, click on the subscribe button. I'll have more coming out, you betcha. Bye!